Alright, I'm working on the old Maytag here again. And we're getting close to putting it together. I was going to take some of this stuff out and finish painting. I got most of the painting done, the block and stuff, and there's just a few things. You know, the kickstarter. Got to paint the kickstarter, the mixer, the starter clutch, and the little other half of the mixer. But like I said, I can't do that today because it's raining out. But what I'm going to do is I have to make a muffler flange for this muffler here. So I got this floor flange. You can buy these muffler flanges, you know, they're like 16 bucks. So I just make them out of these floor flanges, you know, and you get these for about $4 or so. And it don't take much. You just got to cut the 4 edges off and grind it down a little bit. But first thing you got to do is drill it out to a 5/16 because them holes, the holes they come with, are a little small. So what we're going to do first is we'll drill 2 of them out. And also I decided I'm going to paint the flywheel and the backing plate here, you know, because the rest of the engine's everything's going to shine on it, and it's, you know, it's going to have decals on it and stuff like that. So I know this is never going to clean up as well as I want it to, so I can paint that, but I paint that with a brush, and I can do that in here, so maybe we'll clean that up. So that's what we'll do. We're going to make a flange, and we'll clean that up, and maybe we'll, if we have enough time, we'll start putting the block together, putting the crank in the block and stuff. So, alright, let me throw you up on a tripod, and we'll start making this flange. Alright, I drilled them out the 5/16. Then, when you drill them out to 5/16, they don't line up perfect. They're about a 1/16 off, maybe not even a 1/16 on each side. So you got to widen it. And when I do widen it, I use these drills. They're serrated on the edges. They're designed to go sideways, you know. So you put it in there and you just let it do that, or you can file it. But these are real time saver here. They come in a little pack of 5. They don't even have brand name on them. They're some Chinese stuff, but man, it save you a lot of time. I'll leave you a link in the description for them. Okay, and then what we do is we bolt it on here and mark it out. I don't have to tighten it, but I'm gonna. I'm gonna try and stay in view here. I use these Posca pens now. They're pretty good. They're like paint pens, because you could use a Sharpie, but when you cut stuff with a Sharpie, sometimes, you know, it disappears, you know, when it hits a certain temperature. So and this here's a real fine tip. I like them a lot better, and they're cheap. You know, I think something like this is only $5 or something. I'll leave you a link for that too, because that helps me. You know, I make about a quarter of a cent. Then if you go through a link that I put up, anything you buy on Amazon, I get a couple cents from, so it helps everybody out, and it doesn't cost you guys anything anymore. So Posca pens, good stuff. Alright, now I'm going to cut this on a bandsaw. You could cut it with a grinder, but this flange is galvanized, and I'm not crazy about grinding galvanized, but I do it when I have to. So now I just got to cut all this excess out, and I always lay them out so you get rid of the China where it says China and the mark and stuff like that. So looks like it's American made. All right, let's go over to the bandsaw and cut that off. All right, yeah, I cut most of the excess off. Where's it at? There you go. Yeah, I cut most of the excess off here, and did it with a bandsaw. It took a little bit longer, a couple minutes longer than it would have if I ground it, but you don't get all that dust and everything in the air. So now what I do is I tape this up. Sorry about that. You guys still in view? Sometimes I do that. Put a couple layers of tape on this, so when I start sanding and grinding, as soon as I hit the tape, I know I'm there, and I don't ruin the look of the casting on this exhaust pipe. Even though you don't see it, you know, I know it. I know it's going to be there. So now, let's put this on here. And I think I'm going to try the belt sander over there, the disc sander, and see how that works. Because it's pretty wore out. Alright, yeah, it's nice. That's pretty close. Right there. Right there is almost dead on. Same one right there. Matter of fact, might be a little too dead on. Got a little bit of play here. Okay. Alright, that's better. Alright, I'm going to take it over to sander there and we'll try and shape that up. There's not much to take off at all, so that's it. This sort of ought to do it. Come on, let's go over there. Alright, I don't know how much you guys are going to see because I could barely see it myself. Well, let's give it a try. That's pretty good, but I'm going to fine tune it. And to fine tune it, I'm going to have to get in the way. I'm going to have to go there because these are going to get in the way if I do it this way. So I'm going to have to stand in front of these. So let me finish that up and we'll turn these back on and show you what it looked like. Alright, yeah, it came out nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off and do it, just give it a clean up around the whole thing. Alright, yeah, that worked out well. Now you can put any kind of muffler you want on here. I like to put these little ones on here. There we go. Or you can put a hot dog on there, whatever you want now, because you got the flange. So, alright, let's get that flywheel on there. We'll clean that up, maybe paint it. Alright, I got the flywheel here. And if you remember, I already cleaned this one up. I cleaned this up with the Dremel. And that's what it looks like when it's just wire wheeled and stuff, you know. And this here, you know, before I wire wheel it, I think I'm going to just try and clean it and degrease it and see what it looks like, because I got this super clean stuff here, and this is pretty good. It's a degreaser, and it cuts through a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to clean it first and see what happens, you know, like with a wire wheel or a wire brush. And see what it looks like. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to spray the whole thing down. Oh, look at that. It looks like it's cleaning it up already. Yeah. I hardly did anything. It's cleaning it up. Oh, that's strong stuff. Strong stuff. I might have to put a fan on. Yeah. So I'm gonna degrease this, and it may save me a lot of time as far as wire wheeling it and stuff. Because even if I do paint it, just that little bit, yeah, just that little bit will help clean it up so I can paint it. Alright, let me clean this up and then we'll get back to you. Alright, it's the next day, and I finished cleaning that up. And I hit around the letters here with a wire wheel just to clean it up. I bet you if somebody wanted to, they could probably shine these things up pretty well. I think I've only seen one of them shined up, and it looked okay. But it would take a lot of work. And I think this might be aluminum, and this part of it I think is might be pot metal, because this really won't shine up, but I think you might be able to get the flywheel shine up. But anyway, yeah, that cleaned up real nice and saved me a lot of time, you know, having to wire wheel that whole thing. Like I said before, I use this super clean stuff, and I'm really impressed with it. And you can get it almost anywhere, you know, Walmart and Target and all your supermarkets and all your auto stores. So it's readily available, and it's pretty inexpensive. I think a whole bottle of this was like $5-6 or something. And for your tree huggers there, it's biodegradable. So it's good stuff. Good stuff to have around the shop. All right. I got this all stirred up and getting ready to paint it. And that's Rust-Oleum for you guys that are going to ask. Rust-Oleum aluminum. V7515. That's good stuff. I like Rust-Oleum. I use it on everything. But anyway, like I say, this is the next day. You know, I finished cleaning it yesterday, and our channel hit a milestone. We went over 100,000 subscribers, and I'm not going to do a video on that right now, but I probably will. But I got a lot of people to thank. You know, you don't get there by yourself. But I wanted to take a minute to thank one guy who actually went out of his way and mentioned me on his channel. He's our buddy John over there at Scout Crafter, and he's got a good channel. I'm not going to give him a shout out now. It's just a thank you. But he just mentioned that I was so close to 100,000. It'd be nice if some guys come over and you know, subscribe and push me over the hill. And sure enough, he mentioned that. I didn't ask him to. It was just something he came up with, and he got close to 400 people to come over and subscribe to me. Today's the 17th of November, and yesterday was November 16th, 2020. So around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you know, I went past the mark thanks to him. But like I say, it's not going to be a shout out. I'll put a link in the description for his channel. He's a good guy. He's got great videos. There's not one video I didn't like that he made. You know, it's always something interesting and educational. You never leave there without learning something or laughing. You know, the guy's he's got an incredible channel, and he'll be at 100,000 soon enough. But I just wanted to thank him. You know, it's something you didn't have to do, and it was unexpected. So thanks a lot there, Scout Crafter, and all the guys that came over from his channel. But like I say, I'll do a video. He deserves a decent shout out, because you know, he really has a good channel. And also I'll do a video on the 100,000 subscribers. So stay tuned for that. But right now, let's get back to this, and we'll start doing a little painting. All right. Yeah, I started with that there. Yeah, this stuff, a little goes a long way. Like I said, it's Rust-Oleum aluminium, and I keep it stirred. And the finer the brush, the softer and finer brush you have, the better it comes out. I'm just filling in all these little letters here. Like I say, you can put a little on a brush and pretty much do this whole thing. You know, you're not really painting, you're pretty much smearing it, because all it is high metallic flake. But when it comes out looking good. You know, and you don't see any brush strokes or nothing. That's what's nice about it. You try to get all your excess up, you know, like if you got some blobs in between the letters, get it all up, even though it'll dry and flatten out. Okay, I'm going to continue with this and then turn you back on when we're done. Alright, yeah, I'm happy with the way that turned out. And that probably doesn't look that well under the lights because of the reflection, but I'm real happy with the way it turned out. And I was able to get out there and paint up the rest of the stuff that we needed painted up, the kickstarter here and all the clutch starter and the mixer. Yeah, these are different kind of paints. This here is, like I say, an aluminum, flat aluminum, and this here's a metallic, you know, a different size flake and stuff. And plus, this has clear in it. You can see the difference when they're side by side. But I really like this silver here. Okay, so let me put this off to the side and let me get the crank and the block up here, and we'll take a look at that. Alright, I was going to put the crank together here and the block and assemble that, and then I got all the pieces out here, and I remembered this governor here was bent, you know, because we had to actually punch it out from the other side. This governor is supposed to sit in this hole here, and you see the way it sticks, it's not going all the way down, because this thing's supposed to float freely in there, and it don't. So this I have to try and straighten this and get it perfect. So both of them barrels fit in there, and it goes up and down. Then I got to try and get this spring to work. I don't even know how they got that spring in there. They got one hook going through the middle of the little thing here. Sorry about that. And God only knows how they got that in there. So I'm going to try and save this spring, but mostly I got to try and get that perfectly straight. If not, you can buy these, but you know they're like $30–35, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, I remember when I first took these out, a couple guys were asking about these cranks, because they are rather unique. There are other engines that use a similar design, but here's the block. And the block sits like this, and your fuel pickup is down here, and this little hole in the crank, this little groove here, lines up with that, and that's what's used to suck your fuel up. And the fuel actually goes into the crank and into this this one chamber, and that's what the governor does. You know, the governor actually doesn't move up and back, I don't think, but it's adjustable, so that's how you can adjust the speed. You know, that the fuel goes in here, and then you got the little space between the two barrels, and that'll adjust how much fuel the engine gets. Then you got more holes going through here. I don't know if that's for air or what. I'm not very sure. Like I say, I'm not very familiar with these. I'll have to ask Mike. He'll probably give you a better explanation. He's more into engines than me, really. But from looking at this thing, it looks like the top piece is bent. And if I could straighten that and get that to go in and out, then we'll be okay. You know, it's not like you can polish this and make it smaller and everything so it fits. It's not a matter of just making it fit, because that's machine fitting there. It's a matter of getting it so that it'll be able to, you know, sort of create a blockage so you can get suction through there. So that's got to be right. If that ain't right, the engine ain't going to run right. So, all right, it's going to probably take me a while to get that straight. You know, a little bending, trying, bending, trying, bending, trying. So I think I'm going to call this a video here. Try and get this up for you tonight, and then I'll work on that at my leisure and see if we can get that going. So again, I want to thank my buddy John over there at Scout Crafter, and all the guys he sent over, plus all my subscribers over the years that got me to where I am. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, enough of this.